Okay, what up? How is everyone doing? I'm just making sure everything is looking good. YouTube is fine, and I think Twitch is fine. Let me just get some water. How are you fine folks doing today? I hope your Friday and week were pretty enjoyable. And if they weren't, well, cheers to Friday. So in today's stream, there are going to be two things we're going to do today actually. We are going to complete our heist challenge, the tactful thievery. It's going to be a shorter stream too, so just a heads up. The goal for today's stream is tactful thievery, and we're going to actually try to cook up our next I guess Spectre build. I think I'm leaning more towards I want to have a tier 17 farmer, something that's very tanky and can eat a lot of damage. And the easiest solution, I mean, I already have good ideas and like a base template for what I'm looking at, right? I already have this already in POB, so we're going to probably be messing around with that once we're done with tactful thievery, most likely, or maybe we'll do some farming too. I don't know. I already have a good idea of what I'm going for, anyways. It might involve me selling my shield and getting a wand instead. And well, it's probably not going to be this character. I'll probably make it on my Wretch Defiler character since I'm not playing that anymore. I would have to swap around items on my characters, switch my belts. I think that one has a 93% effect belt. I could also give this one a Progenesis, and that would make this one very viable for tier 17s. But I really want to make a character that is very comfortable, like a character where if you eat a couple hits, that's fine. Like you're not too worried about the mods, you're not too worried about the bosses, you're not going to melt if you take too much elemental damage. You have a decently large life pool or ES pool, as the case may be. So like things like that, that's kind of my goal with that. Oh my goodness, my window is open and the sun don't want to let me see my screen. So but anyways, I have a couple ideas what I want to do, and one of them is to use a Fort Vow. I might use a Fort Vow, or I might not. I might opt for a Cloak of Flame, or I might not. I might also opt for something else. There are a couple of options I'm currently weighing, and we'll have to see how they perform for the most part. It might end up being an adorned build. I think having an adorned build would probably be the most comfortable for this kind of content I'm looking. Oh no. Oh no. No, don't tell me. God, no. I need to pick out a blueprint ASAP. I've already done 2 of these. I just need to find... Please stop blinking. Thank you. Oh, we need to reveal the rooms with... Oh God. My character is invisible. Why am I just now realizing that my character's weapons are actually, like, he's holding the weapons? I think before now I have never actually seen the weapons. Oh my goodness. Can we just make it out in one piece?
Nothing's getting in our way.
Quiet. We're changing a few things.
Right.
You know, I just realized that they actually get XP doing this, I think. So long as they were a good enough level to begin with.
We're changing a few things.
Which means it's a decent way to level them up if they're not perfectly level 5 and in their level 4. I think.
Bringing any new gadgets with us?
Afraid not.
Okay.
The bone decoupler decoupled itself. The test board.
You have the go-ahead.
How quick can I do it? Okay, good. We're almost home free. We're almost there. Let me out. Let me out. Okay. Cool. So the current template I have right now for...
Not sure I could be a much big target.
You want to dance?
The current template I have for this build is probably either going to be a 7/8 link build using either Cloak of Flame or Fort Vow, and then using Unetals because I already have an Unetals, or I would have to craft a 10 link weapon. Either or might end up being my plan. With the Spectres I plan to use, they have improved in the 10 link setup. So, ooh, this is something that I think I might actually get this one. Not because it's expensive. Oh, wait.
A better plan would
I feel like Doda's damage should be good. How did I put How did I put thingy there? Okay. Grip of the Council it is, just because I want to have replica Grip of the Council. I want to have it. Oh, almost clicked the wrong one.
I need more mana. No time to wait. Fine. But you should know I hold grudges.
Once I'm done with this, I'm going to close that window because Jesus Christ, I can't see shit.
Push him back. Guards incoming. You're mine.
Can't think with all that racket.
Hate it. Hate it.
Just remember.
Okay, let me go close that window because I can't see shit. BRB.
The mother of invention.
Never met the lad. Knew a concubine, though. Loads of children.
Okay, that's been closed now. We're chilling.
Enemies heading our way.
Yeah, this is so much better. I can actually see now.
You're gonna regret this. Right. At least we ain't clean.
Gods.
Should have stayed out of it.
Stop right there. Oh, you're mine.
Should have rehearsed more.
Ember Wig ignites you. You know what? That might not be bad. This is also not bad. Replica Restless Ward. Accumulator 1. Gain 2 endurance charges.
Good stuff.
Let me see. What is there? I can't really price check this right now, so I know you're a decent amount of money, so I'm just going to go with that. I don't think Ember Wick is a very used item. Oh, it's 15C. Yeah, this is more expensive.
Security incoming.
I mean, the money I'm getting here is, for the most part, unless I get like a tailoring up, which by the way, I have gotten a few, like 2. I don't know if it's that it's just easy to get with blueprints, or if it's because of other things. I don't know. But I have gotten like 2 temporary knobs and they're like a divine each, so that was nice.
I see you. Gonna just let us leave.
Keep it down, Manuri. That means no unexpected.
You're dead.
It was hardly unexpected. Just early.
One thing I'm happy about is the fact that I feel tanky enough now with this character to where I'm not going to die in this heist.
Haven't come across this meat before. Well, let's give it a go.
We've been sighted.
Think I'll beat you to the top.
One of those situations where in my eye, the gold from the ladder is where I'm going.
I see you.
So I just keep the gold in the corner of my eye and I go for it.
You're gonna regret this.
Prism Weave. Void Eye seems decent for certain builds. 10C. Quill Rain. Wait. Arrow Nova. That's actually not. I imagine it's not popular, but Reckless Defense. My goodness. That's what happens when your finger has one character off. And then what's last? Prism Weave and Fractum. Okay, in this case, I'll pick anything that I think is remotely interesting. And in this case, that would be
Go on then. Make a
that one.
Oh, such awful rackets.
Fight like you mean it. No one enters.
But in any case,
Go.
I don't think
so for the build I had in mind, right? The goal is to have a decent chunk of like good max hit for like Fizz and Elemental. And by Elemental I mean like actually having more than 75% max res. So there's a couple ways I plan to do this. There's either, if I'm going life base, I'd go Mahozoto and use Unato, so then I don't have to worry about fire, and I'd only have to worry about fire, and then I would just worry about what else?
Let me just get this out of the way for you.
Basically fire and think chaos. That's what I'm trying to think of. Those two damage sources, and then I'd probably have to use a replica covenant to get damage out of it, so Fizz might end up being more of a problem for this style of build. Then there's the option where now this one is not pen proof, but it's kind of proof to negative res. So if I go replica abyssus, why does that name sound familiar? It's nothing too serious. I already have a bitter dream, so I'm not going to get that one. I'll probably end up getting maybe this one or Heartbreaker. I'll just get something.
you're mine.
Oh, such awful rackets.
So anyways, as I was saying, to solve Fizz, if I go for the square setup, then I can easily, I don't have access to Mahozoto, but I could go something along the lines of I could then go along the lines of Transcendence and CI. That way we don't have to worry about 25% LE damage, and then we'll figure it out from there. This version also doesn't, this one has less defenses against, like, I guess Fizz is less of an issue if I go a non-pure Spectre build, and I'm considering doing something along those lines, like non-pure Spectre, simply because I have access to AG and I can potentially turn that into, this is 3, right?
and I love it.
Yeah, done. It has to be 4 wings, so this one is another good one. Oh, we're out of Gianna reveals. Jesus Christ. This is not gonna be more expensive, eh?
Find something to sell.
Have some contracts if you need.
How much do I have? I only need 2 more. Why more than? Oh god, I should have just bought.
Little fishies told me it's a little bit like this.
Okay, good.
As long as you're paying.
Lead, and I shall.
Sorry,
Let's do
the plans are
Gianna.
still changing.
Ready, more or less.
I'll use Gianna if I can.
Tibby.
Always Gianna.
Job with you.
Thanks, G.
I need quiet.
Trap disarmaments. Perception.
Glad to be here.
Tibby. Always love a job with you.
Thanks, G.
Who would get perception? Perception is Nanette's.
Yeah.
Why did I never do Nanette?
That was a mistake.
Oh, no.
Why did I never do Nanette?
Well, let's just say.
I guess I was following the greens and that was yellow. Maybe that's why.
Ah, well.
So I need to level Nanette up
Men in the sea.
and potentially.
Sailors. Made it. Had to put out a small fire, but I made it.
Something you're working on?
No, sadly, someone beat me to that invention a long while.
So let's see something else. Trap disarmament is one of them in the
Did you
the
say
common one.
powered?
Exostrider, yes. Put a few burning embers in the converter and off you stride. Just a prototype, made of cheap materials, scrap metal, wood, oil-soaked rags. Oh, damn it, Tyler. You're better than this.
This is still blocked, so this is blocked. No. Okay, so these are the two I need. I just need to get perception and trap disarmament. But first things first, trap disarmament is by who? Vinderi? What is his trap disarmament level, I wonder? It seems it's 3. I think it takes about 4 4s. The 4s will be over here where I can easily differentiate them.
What do you mean?
30C. So yeah, I think I can just run any now. It's Vinderi I have to train, right? Yeah, it's Vinderi. So we have to start from level 1.
Needed a reason to stretch these old legs.
Okay. So anyways, what was I saying regarding the build? So the chest piece is going to be the most important piece in our tankiness. So we're either going to use like a sort of Mahuzotio, Divine Flesh Tech, try to get tempered by war, convert all damage to fire as much as possible, and just convert to fire / chaos and work that way.
Just pop the spring and
Jump in there is slow, but then you're getting your level 1, so it stands to reason.
go on then. That's it. Now out. Out. This is exactly the sort of thing we should have handled earlier.
So yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards not having them in a covenant, simply because it would be more money to get the chess piece out, or not, or to get, you know, the
You were planning to blunder into this thing. Elder abuse.
yeah. I think I have a Frost Auto Scouts as a temporary Spectre.
Right? This thing's ridiculous. Just keep moving. To arms. Fight your way out.
I should stop trying to my head can't focus while I'm doing heists because I need to pay attention to a degree, not because I'm going to die, but because I hate feeling like I'm wasting time. Maybe there is no level. I figured. Anyways, so as I was saying, if I can get it out of my chest piece, then my chest piece matters less for my damage, and as such I can go something like Cloak of Flame or something else, but that's if I'm going Divine Flesh manually, and then I can't go Tempered by War, so like it creates complications. So I'm thinking for that version I would have to go for CI.
Not the best. Moron. Moronic moron.
Moronic moron. Interesting. But anyways, by going CI alongside maybe whatever chess piece I'm going to have, if I go for a Transcendence chess piece, I'll convert some elemental damage to
Made it this far.
chaos damage.
Now. Got it? Then move.
So then because I'm CI, it's just deleted essentially. But then I'll have to worry about physical damage. So I'm also, I don't know what I'm going to go. I do not know what I'm going to go yet. Physical is the most scary one. It's the most scary damage type, and the version that has an answer to the damage type doesn't want to use, would essentially not want to use a squire setup or a gold piece of, not gold, a non-covenant piece of gear. So that's the tricky part in the build right now. I could obviously make it with a Cloak of Flame and not covenant, but having a 7 link instead of an 8 link is a big difference, and I would rather have the 8 link in terms of damage. Now if I can get enough DPS with 7 link, that's fine, but pure Spectres will probably not get that amount of DPS. So it might be an angle where I just go for like Skelly Archers or something as a secondary damage source or something along those lines. I don't know yet. You know?
Wait, powder, spark, probe, and yep, we're good.
Oi!
I'm old, but you'll still die sooner. Stop hitting me, you nitwit! I have bombs!
Thought you could get away.
Get them! Get them!
We got company.
Not the worst trap. Not the best.
So yeah, that's kind of like where my head is at with the
Go on then.
potential T17 farmer.
This is meant to be delicate.
Either way, I want it to have a really, really, really high fizz max rate. So I'm probably going to end up doing something
Old but strong.
that will convert a whole lot of my fizz to elemental. So it's probably going to end up being a Cloak of Flame, to be honest.
Yourselves?
Or to be honest, we could also just make it. One thing I could do with the CI version,
This is exactly
I wouldn't
the
like
sort of
it.
thing we should have handled earlier.
But one thing I could do is
Just keep
I could go Eternal Damnation, and even though I'm CI, I would still build Chaos Res, so I can then apply to Ellie Res, and it would be like an extra damage reducer for the elemental damage. And then with Cloak of Flame, that would convert physical damage to elemental, which is then which would then have Eternal Damnation's damage reducer. But if I were to do this, then I would have to what am I thinking? Then I would have to go ham on phase to Ellie. So I'm only actually taking a little bit of phase, because then if I'm going to Spectres, the only sources of armor I'll be getting are my gloves and my boots. So I'd either need to convert most of the damage to Ellie to where I don't need to run Determination, or I have to run Determination and still like Flasks and everything. If I go Eternal Damnation CI, one thing I could do that would help a lot, and I mean a lot, is if I go Tides of Time, I can still get a bunch of armor to help make up for the remaining unconverted physical damage. But I could also have well, not Progenesis specifically, but I could have an Amethyst Flask that would help. Give me a second. Okay. What was I saying? It would help a lot to have permanent Flask uptime, especially with my move speed and everything, which would be really nice to have. There is level 4. We have some level 4s, right?
Seems straightforward enough. Even at my age, the quiet before.
Oh wait, I forgot to scour it.
You're dead. Incoming. Beg for mercy.
Hey, you!
So if I go CI, I don't need to worry about Chaos Res. I still go Eternal Damnation, so I do need to worry about it. So if I can make it so I do not worry about attributes, that would be very helpful. Would be very helpful in itemizing, but I don't know that I will be able to do this simply because
Oh no. Oh. Well, go on then. Got it?
I don't know that I will be able to do this. So simply because intelligence is a nice multi for.
Stop! There's a trap! Old man under attack!
Lol.
Old but strong.
I mean, there is a clown.
Wait! This thing's ridiculous. Help! I'm too young to die! This is exactly the sort of thing we should have handled earlier. Not like this! Not like this! Ready yourselves? Can't celebrate yet. You've got fire magic, don't you, Adia?
So yeah, I'll have to figure out the nitty-gritty with the Chaos Res. I'll have to figure out the nitty-gritty. Okay, we're not going to spend much time here because it's already giving warning signs that it's about to be very annoying.
Ready, more or less. Here's what I know.
Trap disarmament level 4. I can actually do that. So let's see if I can actually do that.
Engineer reporting.
Hello, Isla.
Oh, hello.
The new moon approaches.
This is still being worked out.
Let's get to it.
Sorry, everyone. New lineup.
Just tell me where to build.
got the perfect powder for this job.
Everyone, quiet.
Hey,
Vindari's in
I don't
everything.
do any of the planning.
You're good to go.
Okay, cool. So hopefully Vindari levels up from this grand heist.
How's my scary voice?
You're gonna be
This
sorry.
is grand heist number 4.
I'm gonna be sorry. Maybe practice that one more. Oh, those clever bastards.
Feel so young again.
There's going to be traps in there, are there not?
Ain't gonna like this. At least we ain't cleaning up.
I haven't even used half my contraptions yet.
Replica ear endos is probably not popular. I might want to keep ear endos, to be honest. Yeah, I'll get it just for myself.
They should have thought this through. Duplicants, here comes a beating.
I need more mana.
Oh shit. Yo wanna hurt? Oh fuck me. Oh god.
This thing's rigged. Oh,
Less recovery rate of life. So you're telling me I didn't scour it? Remember kids, scour your shit.
not like this. Not like this.
Scour it. You don't want to risk dying in it. Because I was like,
I'm taking the longest, bubbliest damn bath after this. Quit hitting me! Doesn't get any easier.
What happened to that little basement theater?
I most definitely can answer to this person, so.
The wilted pill.
And it's going to take too long for me to ask them to wait.
Oh, you ain't gonna like this.
Not good. Not good at all.
Whenever I see something in the tunnel, I'm like, let me just be safe. Just in case it's like mines, it's anything else. I just have to be safe. But anyways, anyone interested in the actual potential thing I decide to go with?
Right,
Well,
Pride cometh before the alarm.
I will talk about it more once I'm actually done. Oro's sacrifice. Red Trail. Pathy.
hate this part of the job.
Is it Alio Pathy? Yeah. Okay then, Restless Ward it is.
I recommend white.
Much clutter.
Old but strong. Wait, this thing's rigged to kill us.
Enemies approaching.
Even my ES is taking a while to.
This is meant to be delicate work. Just keep moving.
Can't think with all that racket. Personal space. Personal space.
Sometimes
any
I
easier.
think about retiring. But what?
They need a
I
tactical
need more
error.
mana.
We're just going to avoid you.
We've been sighted.
Or sacrifice allelopathy. 3-step assault. Drop fully linked.
Time to flee.
Trap! Trap! Stop! Elder abuse!
Vinderi, you're not busy running for your life, are you?
Gods, that was satisfying.
This is meant to be delicate.
Elder abuse!
Lol, elder abuse. I'm just now hearing him.
If I
He has so many funny voice lines. I'm like,
Two. Not like this! Not like this!
I'm seeing a whole lot of Frost Auto Scouts.
Sometimes I think about retiring.
See, Vinderi leveled up. Nice, level 5, and we don't have to worry about him at all.
Sometimes there's
I wish I could just level all of them up in the Grand Heist, to be honest. But I know. It's not the way they designed it.
We've been spotted.
What up, Arcane? How you doing?
a better plan would have avoided this.
How's the build? It's good. I am currently thinking up, or I'm going to be thinking up a bit once I'm done with this.
Feel so young again.
Once I'm done with Alyssa, once I'm done with my heist challenge, I plan to mess with a potential new build. I want to make a T17 farmer that could potentially be a pure Spectre, or maybe not.
Much clutter.
My goodness.
Old but strong.
I should have sold all those things before coming in here. But yeah, I want to make a build that is a comfortable T17 farmer, one that I can honestly, on not too high of a budget, just sit in T17s all day, and it should be able to handle most mods. Is kind of the idea.
Gods, that was
Oh, jeez.
satisfying. Gods, you were planning to blunder into this thing. But they just keep coming. Any more?
And we're done.
Bloody round
4, right?
doors, eh?
Yeah, we're done. 4. And this is going to be our last contract. But before we go in there, we're going to sell. Maybe not you. Or you. You. You go in here. The base is worth. I hit that I don't see the base price often. I'll just wait for one divine. I've gotten so many restless words, it's not even funny. I guess I should keep one. I should keep these replicas just because, why not? Oh, this one needs perception. Is there a separate one we can do? He needs to have 1/4, so something like this. No counter thaumaturge. I think I just need to level up perception. I think that's what I need to do. So perception. We can do level 2. One level 2 should be enough. Then we need some, well, this needs perception level 5. We can do level 3. Oh, then level 2 can, you know, take a hike. Level 3. Level 3. Do we have a level 4 in here? We have a level 5. This is 4. But this is perception level 4. Okay. That's it. Do you have a POB link on hand, perhaps? Hi. What up, Matthews? Is that how I pronounce it? Did I pronounce it properly? How you doing? Did you do 40/40 in Affliction? If so, how would you compare it to Necropolis? I did not do it in Affliction. I didn't know that there was a reason to do 40/40 besides... Oh, Matthew. Okay, that makes sense. I did not know that there was a reason to do 40/40 in Affliction until towards the end when I saw people with the purple health bars and I asked and I was like, oh, that's how you do it? Oh. And at that point, I just didn't... I was kind of done with this season, so I just didn't have it in me. So this is going to be my first 40/40, and so far we are 31/40. We're about to finish this one. Map Magnificence is just a grind away, then this will probably be the focus. Once this is done, we'll probably... I plan to respec one of my other characters into maybe a build I'm going to cook up today to kind of farm this... What do you call it? To kind of farm tier 17s. I want to make a build that is going to be something along those lines that can easily... That would have the defenses to eat tier 17 damage. And I want it to maybe be pure Spectres, or maybe it wouldn't be. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see how it goes. The goal is to have it be viable on... The goal is to have it to be viable on as many different mods as possible. So the amount of different pure Spectres we have available to us are kind of limited, simply because... Simply because a lot of pure Spectres are low in health, and I can't have a squishy Spectre because I want to do something that would not invest too much into minion defenses. We'll invest some, but not too much. So the goal would be my defense, offense, and some minion defense as much as I can fit in without spending too much. That POB is what I'm currently running for Wretched or Necrotic Bones. I currently have it set up with more Tahoa Shaman than Necrotic Bones, because the Shaman have more single target damage than the Bones do, sadly. Bones have a lot more wave clear, so so you can find a balance, or you can just go ham on one direction. It all depends on you. No, I don't care about this anymore. So Nanette is perception, right? Yeah. So we go Nanette.
We will survive this. I trust.
But yeah, we're gonna be cooking up a build soon, and maybe I find something that is good. I am currently for my pure Spectre options, I am currently leaning towards Hyri's Watch. Potentially might be something else. Like I'm considering Hyri's Watch. I want to consider mostly Code Spectres. I'm not sure that I want it to be, what's it called? I'm not sure that I want Chaos, because there are a few Chaos Spectres that have to go like Tahoa Shaman, and Tahoa Shaman are pretty easy to build around. I think there's a lot of content already on Tahoa Shaman, so I'm kind of like, I don't want to do it, you know. Are you in 40/40 global chat? It's a big help, especially at the end of league. Yes, I am. I found out about the chats when I started my challenges grind this season. So yeah, I try to share as many things as I can, including what's it called, including my syndicate boss kills, because I know some people don't do content that has like steady supply of bosses, and I remember there was a challenge that's like kill 50 bosses or something. So just stuff like that. It's pretty nice to have. I've also gotten a couple challenges from there, like some of the, like the Shaper Ball, no, the Shaper one, no, is it Beam? I got that from there, and a bunch of other ones.
Let's return to that rat-ridden place we call.
So yeah, it's definitely nice to be on the global chat. Before this challenge grind, I typically just sit in global 66, like 6666, because that's the minion one. That's when I ask for like Spectre Zone and stuff like that. But I've been on this one for like weeks now, or a week. I think it's been like a week to 2 weeks since I started the challenge grind. Anyways, are you looking for a new build to play around with, or are you just more curious about the Spectres I'm using?
Today is not the end, then.
Yo, where am I going?
One way or another. Here we quiet. I'm listening.
And so the clash comes.
Move.
Let me listen.
Once she hits level 4, I don't know if I need to do another. I think the contract has perception 5, so yeah, I need to keep doing until she hits 5, sadly. But once she hits 5, this is my last grand heist, so should be done. Nice, she's level 4. Well, I played with Spectres before, but after the Raid Lord change, I wanted to try something. Okay. So you've played with Spectres with old Raid Lord, or just mix like Spectres and other minions? Because the only thing I've played this league is Raid Lord, Spectres, different variations, whatnot. So I am considering actually trying out a regular Spectre as your main damage source, but like having other minions there. It would have to be something that's worth losing 4 Spectres, or is the thing, and I don't know that even the AG would be worth it. Though if I do go like an adorned version with a lot of flat damage, I'm thinking I could make it work with Skelly Archers.
Let me listen.
Mix. I tried doing a popcorn marionettes in Affliction. How did that go? I saw the popcorn marionettes playstyle, but I felt it wasn't for me, so I just didn't bother with it. Maybe because I did popcorn SRS this season before.
To that rat-ridden place we call home.
Nice. Glad it turned out good. I should probably just have a stack of these so I can just scour as I need to.
You will not regret
We don't have another level 4 perception. You know, I have no idea if the level of perception needed is even contributes to the XP I get, or if it's just the tier of map. Because a part of me thinks it's just the tier of map that matters. Like if I do it level 83, it doesn't matter if it's perception 2 or 1. But a part of me could also be wrong, so I would rather not waste time doing less efficient things. But this is what I wanted to do.
We will succeed. I do not fear death.
No further. How can
It's quite clear to me.
I guess this is the way forward, yeah? Yeah, it is. This league, I kind of fizzled early, way too much changes during the league, and I lost a bunch of currency because of them, and that felt pretty bad. Oh, how did you lose currency? Like you invested in something that fell in price? Was it like that divination of, was it completion or thingy? The debacle at the start of the league?
Thank you. I'm trying to focus.
This league for me has had a lot of ups and downs. I would say overall,
Let me listen.
I could have quit earlier, but because of how long I took away from PoE before the season, I just kind of missed it. Like I kind of just wanted to play PoE. So here we are. Plus the new raid load gave me a lot to play around with, in the form of like the Wretch Defilers, the just the new tier 17 Spectres, as well as the Spectres from the league, you know, the Tahoa Shaman and friends.
Your orders shall be my law.
Let's hope this gives her a good XP. Feel like it wouldn't give too much XP,
We will survive this.
but we'll see.
I trust.
I usually try to grind things that are needed to supply popular strategies. Okay. So like the divination scarabs, and then the patch came in and the price plummeted, as an example, right? Or what else plummeted? All flame, the all flame of the anarchy, that also plummeted.
Sometimes relies on more than one's eye. I am under attack. Move. Quickly.
Yeah, I think this league was very wild in terms of nerfs. I didn't expect them to nerf to actually nerf strategies, since they typically don't, and it's kind of unfortunate that they did, because at this point the economy was already kind of messed up. So I'm kind of the opinion that the economy would have fixed itself eventually. Like eventually the price of the scarabs would have shot to the point where it wasn't sustainable to make profit off of it. Granted, scarab prices would have plummeted and probably stayed down.
Good. Move. Children to die lately, Marrakech.
I'm so confused. Oh, someone is in there. Okay. I was like, why did she just open a portal to Lord knows where? Anarchy off limits, for example, yeah. No, 100%. I can understand it. And losing money like that always feels bad because like it's unlike GGG, you know. It's not something you would expect to happen. I know I didn't. Do you not see the price? 29, not 25. What waste of time. I don't care about the 4 chaos. I just found it very, very weird that he would take a while to respond and then try to give me less money than I listed it for. Like, you don't do that, my guy. You don't do that. Okay, still playing group play with friends, but yeah, managed to drop a mirror tier Valdo. Oh, when was this recently? And what Valdo? What reward was it? And why is it mirror tier?
I command you to stop. Who goes there?
I mean, unless the reward is like more than a mirror, I guess then that makes sense.
Death.
But like, mage bloods aren't expensive. What could the reward be? A simplex amulet?
So much for stealth.
Don't move.
Quiet. I'm listening. Here we are. Escape.
For your honor.
Oh, Ventor. Oh, good stuff. Congratulations.
I see you.
That is huge.
Let me listen. Go to red. Quickly. Yes. To me, quickly.
So now you're playing around with the league a bit more.
Hold the line.
We shall stand. Help!
For your honor. With your lives. Die.
Max roll on magic find stuff and 50% and 50 plus on oh Jesus, that's god tier. Yo, you sure you haven't used all your RNG for the year? That is lucky AF. And the person who buys it just needs to use a mirror of Calandra, or no, Calandra's touch rather, which is like 2 divines right now, and they have insane magic find. Okay. So this has trap disarmament perception. We're done with it. So let's go to the planning room. We've revealed all wings. So
Hello, hello, hello.
How you doing, Vindari?
Never better. Spent the last hour in a very enclosed space.
Everything seems to be in order.
okay, this is the last map until I start working on the build. We're going to probably work on this for like maybe an hour, a bit under an hour, and then we'll call it for the day.
Stop right there!
Make him suffer.
You're got trouble. Stop right there!
Let me just get this out of the way for you.
Thank you.
You're nicked.
That's what we're after, right?
Last resort, just harvest, bloodthorn, advancing fortress. Why do I think I've heard bloodthorn before? Maybe not replica, but nah. Okay. In that case, I pick up anything. Really.
Let's go.
You're gonna regret this. Gods, these are not ideal conditions for handling explosive materials.
Since I'm a caller in my group, I did just that. Yes. Oh, you play group? How has that been?
Now you've got more loot than brains.
Do something. Oh, this will take forever.
I have never tried group play, but I've heard a lot about it.
Any last words?
Gods, these are not like this. Not like this.
Yo, what are you that you're jumping at me like that?
Spectacular. Keep going.
Not the sort of thing I like hearing before a job.
Oh, I don't think so.
Hey, you!
You're gonna regret this.
They need a turn. We've been sighted.
You're nicked!
On it, boss.
A lot of issues with group play?
Get them.
That's what we're after.
Is it like people you actually know, or you just you grouped up with random people? What is fiery impact? Oh, replica siege break. I'm actually have use for this. I'm actually have use for this one.
Continue with the plan.
I'm taking the longest, bubbliest down.
We lost like 50 days before we started properly because game wasn't meant to handle.
I can't even hear myself think. Oh, yeah, they were
Oh.
from me.
Oh. So like the game, you got so much loot that you pressed alt and
More loot than brains.
the client just decided it was done. Stuff like that.
You're dead. Oh, I don't think so.
Like you press alt and the game's like, GG, good game, I'm done.
Get them.
Oh, Isla leveled up in trap this armament, that's nice. I don't know what our level is to begin with.
You're dead, creep.
We have company.
Any last words?
Yeah, I have my show all items on Bidence's affliction. Smart lad. Very smart lad. I've never been a mega juicer myself, so I can't say that I have done anything of the sorts. What's this? Crit and lightning. Twizel. Winterheart. Oh, that's 17 volubs. I'm just not realizing. I'll go for this one.
Now out. Out. Dead or alive. You're insane. Fight your way out. Old man under attack.
Vinderi is a whole character. Dude embraces his old age and flexes on us with it.
Do my best. Damn.
You're gonna regret this. Trap! Trap! Stop! Help! I'm too young to die.
For the war!
Should have stayed out of it.
You're insane! You knew that, right?
You're dead.
And are we done? Are we done? Are we done? No, we have one more wing.
If it gets too dangerous, leave.
But game randomly closing, lags, 1 FPS gaming, and each one of us was learning how our build works on top of that. Okay. What kind of build did you go for? I know you said you were the color, right? So just pure, like full magic fine and everything.
Make 'em suffer.
What did your DPS have?
Dead or alive.
You're dead.
I see you,
I do
scum.
not fear death.
Arabama Carry had too much chaos res on his minions, so they kept killing themselves. Oh, he was using what's the name of this item?
Any last words?
He was using the, why am I forgetting the name? The purple one. Chest piece, ignore res, chaos res, turn health to max res, flesh stitcher. Finally remembered it after describing everything he did. Astral plate with explicit attributes. Not bad. Not bad.
I'm taking the longest, bubbliest damn bath after this.
Oi. Oh, I don't think so. Fight like you mean it.
Beg for mercy.
And we are donezo.
What are you going to do with your share of Vendiri?
Try out new powders, of course.
But I think having too much chaos res on your minions is, well, depending on how the build. Let's get the fuck out of here. GG. And we are finally one down from having everything showing at all times. We have the gloves. Next up is the body armor, tier 4. Then the helmets. The helmet is the last one that gets tier 4. Grueling grinds. This might honestly end up being easier than this one, depending on how the build goes. But anyways, let's empty this. Let's do, I guess, 80. See. Anything I don't know the word, I'm just going to dump it. This is crits and lightning. Jeez. I'll put 1 divine. And if they don't sell, I will just keep reducing it, I guess. For you, yeah. I am done with heists. Thank the Lord. Well, I am already hungry. How come? Woo. Our mana guardian didn't know how links work and kept deactivating them with walls. Oh. I played around with links earlier this season because I wanted to go life stacking minions with Flame Link. And you know what I realized very quick? Like very quick? I hate links so much. Like, I don't like the playstyle at all. Anywho, so this is I guess the template we currently have for what we're going for, which is the minions. Now this I created with 4th vow in mind. So I stacked armor a lot, and then eventually I decided, okay, instead of going 4th vow, I'm going to go Cloak of Flame, so I don't need as much armor, and instead I just convert most of my physical damage to resistances. Now this doesn't help me with elemental max res, but because I'm going Mahuzotil and Tempered by War, I then only have to worry about chaos and fire res, and as such converting physical to fire at that point, or as much physical to fire as I possibly can with like Watcher's Eye and all of that, that would eventually mean that my phys defense would be high, my elemental defense would be high. That was the plan. Then, well, I realize I might not have that option available to me because I might have to go crit. I kind of don't want to if I don't have to, but I think crits is the easiest way to scale a lot of minions. Now the ones that I wouldn't scale off of crits are like the Frost Auto Scouts, the ones who have 0% crit, and I don't mind going those ones. But looking at, I guess, things that people have done in the like past leagues and whatnot, it looks like the crit versions just always outperform the non-crit version. So the idea now is to get as much crit as I can and, you know, go from there. So right now our defensive layering, I kind of don't want to go for Spirit Offering simply because like I said, I want it to be tanky. So I don't want Spirit Offering. I would rather have Bone Offering if I can afford to not have Spirit Offering, that is. Give me a second real quick. I need to do something real quick. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, what was I saying? I was saying that Bone Offering, I would rather have Bone Offering so I could actually have decent block chance. And in the ideal universe, right, I'm going to keep these open, all of them open. But the more I play around with being tanky, i.e., you know, going for stuff like Watcher's Eyes, it makes it less feasible to just... It makes it less feasible to have it, to have an adorned. Now, as for if I can get 4 sockets, that's fine with me. But then I still need to fit in a Watcher's Eye to convert some Fist to Fire. Regardless of the version I'm going, Fist to Fire I think is non-negotiable. And depending on what we do, Immutable Force can kind of be benched. It can be removed. Not It's not non-negotiable, you know. It's very optional. Then what else? So yeah, the two setups are either Mahuzotil and maybe this is currently using Replica Covenant, but I am actually considering going for something along the lines of a weapon sword, like a one-handed sword, a anarchic spirit blade, going for Shaper Elder influence, going for like 40% more AD. If I can get early damage with attacks, that's good. And the last one would end up being something like this. Level of socketed support gems. And ideally, I'll be crafting this on a heist base that has crafts that has this. So then for suffixes, the goal would then be to have double crits if I can. Like I'll just reforge crits until I get these two, increase critical strike and damage. And then for the last piece, I just craft on minion attack cast speed. This version obviously doesn't have automatic offering, so I'm more okay with having spirit offering. So something like this in the ideal universe would be ideal. And then I'd pair that with I would then pair that with a squire, and the idea would be that weapon and squire alongside the triple 35% effect clusters with vicious bites would carry my minions offenses. And then for my personal defenses, I would then be going, since my shield is gone, I can't have Mahuzotil, I would then go for CI, go energy shield scaling, and go for a defensive chest piece since I no longer need Replica Covenant or anything of the sorts. So then it would be like either I go something like Cloak of Flame. Thank you. Okay, what was I saying? Wait. Okay. Now what was I saying? So in the version where I'm using a squire, my horizontal is not an option. So I would then end up going divine Nakia CI and a defensive piece like currently I'm leaning towards Cloak of Flame. But I could easily go for something else that converts phase. Like a rare piece that has like 18% conversion. The rare piece is not bad. It's a better offensive option. But if I really want to live in tier 17s, I might need to invest in the Cloak of Flame. I might need to go for that Cloak of Flame. The reason being, or I could even go for something along the lines of a lightning coil. I could do that. Even though it gives negative lightning res, I can still deal with that. Now, with this one, if we really want to go defensive, right? I could still go on top of this. I could go Eternal Damnation and still get Chaos Res, so that my elemental res is even more protected. This, however, would give more. It would give. How do I put it? With the negative res, I will need some way to combat that. That is a problem. If I go something like a lore weave, then I don't have the fist defense I want. I wouldn't have the fist defense I want, and the only stat I want from lore weave is the maximum res. Alternatively, I could also just bolster my if I'm going CI and I'm not going leech, what would the best option be? I want to say CI. Let's say Transcendence, not Transcendence. The chess piece, Incandescent Heart. If I ever said Transcendence, I meant Incandescent Heart. Incandescent Heart and Eternal Damnation. I can mix all three together to make it so 25% of my elemental damage goes to Chaos, which I'm immune to. So I'm only dealing with 5%. Then I don't really care about the negative res from Eternal Damnation. And then all I need to worry about is physical damage. But then my fist to elemental is going to not be the best. I could still stack armor. I could still stack armor. Yeah, I could do that. Because this also gives me a ton of armor. I also wanted to check out a build that someone else on the Summoner Discord server I guess posted a long while ago. Where is it? There we go. Found it. This is not a bad gem if you can get it. Honestly. And Impossible Escape for this is really good too. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So let's see this one. This is from Skylark on the Summoner Discord. They went level of socketed gems, crit, melee damage with attacks, and then minion exactly the sword we had, except there's a level 18 main. Why main? No 40% damage with attack skills? Oh, there is. Wait a second. This is with high risk watch and it's 44 mil DPS. That is huge. My main concern right now is defenses. Why is lightning res not the best? Oh, mage blood. Okay, that's why. So, why you not capped on lightning res? Was he a gear or something? I was expected. Didn't really spec into what'd you call it? Into adorned. And I also have this feeling where adorned is probably not the best for specters because we don't just have the numbers for them. But then opting for so many gems is quite insane. 18 was it? 16. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, what? 1, 2. I guess this counts as one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What else? I see 13. Oh, hero fan. Okay, this is because I forgot affliction. It counts as jewels, right? So in reality, it's 13. Okay. Up there for Grand Spectrum, are you 100% crits? No, you are 46. You're comfortable with 46% crit chance? Interesting. Max Spectres. This was last league, so no Adorn, no Wraith Lord rather. Mage Blood for defenses. Hungry Loop for AG. So we can assume Harry's watch damage is accurate. What does your crit multi look like? 4.2. With 90% coming from Grand Spectrum. We can actually consider using Grand Spectrum instead of Adorned. That would make life easy because then all we need is 3 Grand Spectrums. We also plan on having 3 Vicious Bites. But this cluster jewel will be kind of difficult to... This will be kind of difficult to manage, trying to get Vicious Bites and 35% effect attack cast speed. It's going to be expensive. The clusters will be expensive. And I don't think I want to use this many. What was your main mobility skill? Flame Dash. Flame Dash. If I go Tides of Time, I might need to use an Impossible Escape for the Flask cluster just so I can get higher uptime on my Flasks. And again, we're not going to be going as many different like Replica Dragon Fang. We're probably not doing that. Let me think, right? Do I really want to have to bother with resistances? That is the main question. I also want to be, like I said, more defensive. I also want to be more defensive, so I would want a higher ES pool. Then what else? So let's see. Cross auto scouts. So yeah, I am thinking. So we switch to the anarchic squire, spirit blade. We get squire, which I hope hasn't gotten too expensive because of today's exploits. I heard it was already up to 10 divines. Hopefully it's not, and even if it is, we can afford it. So we have a rate lord, so we can have 9 raised specters. Or 8, because we plan on going incandescent hearts. And because we're now going for this one, we're going to remove everything. In case you're wondering, this POB was initially created for Frost Auto Scouts, but I have since changed my mind. GMP, yeah, Awaken Cold Pen. I don't need this because it's already on the weapon. Cold Pen, I definitely want Empower in my 6-ling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want Empower in my weapon. So Empower would be in place of Pierce. So if I had to, I'd go something like this. Empower. Level 4. Which this would then give me +2 levels thanks to level of socketed support gems. Then this one has to go. This also has to go. Oh no, it doesn't have to go. It can be put somewhere else for now. Let's put it in the boots for now. Anyways, then in the my offhand, let's create one for offhand. This squire. We have this. We want Pierce. GMP. And we already have early damage with attacks. We also have increased crits. I want to put Cold Pen for the free exposure. And then GMP is a swap. So for a single target, we can have a Predator, for example. As much as I don't like Predator, it might actually be pretty decent. Or we could use like Hypothermia. We would also be giving our raised Spectre of Transient that goes in the ring, would be giving that Bone Chill. We would have to give it Bone Chill, Unbound Ailments, Feeding Frenzy, and increased duration. No Calling Strike. We'll do without Calling Strike this time. How do AGs fare in tier 17s? I wonder. Probably not the best with all the mods that they get. I think Predator is the way to go. If you really want to swap, I would do that. In this POB, do you have Predator? Where's the offhand? Yeah, there's a Predator. Your GMP and Fork for clear. I don't think I can do Fork. They went Fork instead of Pierce. I find that an interesting choice, to be honest. It would probably lead to more clear speed. It would probably lead to a lot more clear speed, but like, I don't know. It's probably inspired by the Hydra too, because the Hydra had the Fork, right? What else? But yeah, Predator seems like a decent swap. What was your other one? Cold Pen? No, this is mine. Yeah, it was Cold Pen. Yeah, it's a decent swap. But I plan on always having Cold Pen. I don't think I plan on using Fork either. I will try. I could try Fork out and just see how it is, but I don't know. If there's any I would try, really, it's going to be Chain. I would try Chain. Chain intrigues me. I love the look of Chain. Have you guys seen Chain? Like, I use it with Wretch Defilers, and it just feels good. But that said, I think if your damage isn't high enough, Chain isn't the best. It's really not the best, especially with its reduced damage. So we would definitely want to get a whole lot more DPS before we play around with Fork or Chain. I know Fork has a more multiplier, so maybe that one. We'll see. Because this is not going to be automatic, I'm going to have an Arcanist brand with Arcanist brand. The order will be, I don't care about corpses being around me, but I care about skill effect duration. I care a lot about skill effect duration. I could opt in for this. I care about skill effect duration. So yeah, let's do it. So that would be Desecrate, Spirit Offering, and what else? Desecrate, Spirit Offering, Curse. Okay, so y'all have to move one step down. Curse is Frostbite. Frostbite. Desecrate. Spirit Offering. Then these are boots. In my gloves, I don't need Purity of Fire no more. For the most part, I want to have my personal auras in my chest piece, since my chest piece is now free. So I'm going to put this here. Body armor. We're going to go Determination, Enlighten, or we are not going to opt into Precision. These can go in my gloves. These two can get deleted. Chest piece to just have all the nuanced things. So like, I would love to have Enlighten in here, but these are going to be hard carrying my my accuracy, and as such, I don't want to mess with it. I also want to play around with not using Charisma, so let's try to not use that. Alongside Determination, I want to get at least one more skill. one more aura. If I had to pick, I could go can't be a 50%. I could go discipline. No, discipline is too heavy. It's much too heavy. With charisma, maybe, but I don't have access to this is a CI build, so I do not have access to Eldritch Battery. So that's also something to keep in mind. Discipline would be really, really helpful to have. But if I can, I would like to have Grave Pact. Do I have +1 Spectres already allocated? No, I do not. There we go. So I have minion accuracy here. So that kind of makes it so I don't need to worry about minion accuracy. If I go for the impossible escape for this, well, I guess let's start off somewhere. I'm going CI. So I probably want to do this too. I don't know if I want to try fitting in chaos in, suppress. Suppress is just expensive to try to add here. What if I put spell suppress? Nah, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. I do not think it is worth it. So then we go this. If I'm going CI, I have to go this way instead. I could do this, go up here, but I don't want to. I want to pass through here. The reason I don't want to pass through here, if we're not going to do block right, I kind of don't want to do block at all. I could instead go some evasion. Do I want to go evasion though? Think. Nah. I think I'll swap. Yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's swap out spell suppress for... The reason I want to come here is this, basically. But let's swap out spell suppress for block. We need to come down here, pick up Ghost River, pick up the Leech. I'd like to get this one, but this is fine too. Right now I am acting like I am point starved. We're going to take off all health nodes we currently have. We'll try to get reiterate this one if we can. If we cannot, then it is what it is. But if we can, we're gonna do that. And if we can, we also want to get essence extraction. Just because, since we're not going for a mage build, but rather a Tides of Time, any increase to flash charges is just straight up a buff. It's just good. I don't know that we'll have the points available to do it. We're gonna try. The agnostic, elegant hubris, ostentation. Actually, I'll go any. As many slumlords as you can fit, my good sir. If not slumlords, let's try some freshly brewed. Don't filter nodes. $8.35 means 4 of them. Now I'm going to have to filter through these 4. Firstly, let's even find out if they are on trade to begin with, because I don't want to make a plan and then find out I can't even proceed with the jewels in mind. There is. Let's see what this one looks like. Slum. Okay. Let's do something else then. Let's go impossible escape. Let's do agnostic. And then for now, I'll just put it anywhere. Next, I want to select this one, this one, this one, this one. This is very smart, to be honest. Very smart use of this. So let's see. I would like to have a slumlords that I'm currently on. So I'm going to filter nodes instead. And we'll search this way. This one would allow me to have some flask effect duration, but do we want the balance or do we just want damage? I don't know about you, but I kind of like damage. I guess, wait, before we even do anything, let's search for one. Nah. Let's look for this one. Okay. The slumlords. Actually, no. You're too far. But then... oh, there's life. This is the only other one I can have in my radius that intersects with this too. But this gives me 160% increased damage. Let me delete the other one that I'm not currently using. And let's create one more. This one is 49940. Let's do this one then. Let's see what is here. I'm up for endurance charge. That is pretty nice, actually. Because I do plan on using endurance charges at the very least. If I can fit in some war cry tech, I'm gonna go some war cry tech. Like I said, we're not going to bother with... we're obviously not going to go with the life news. We're not going to bother with block if we're not going to do block properly. If we block, fine. But I want to invest more into spell suppress than block. How do we do this? It just feels like a waste, but if I put the points here, then I can take from there, but I'm literally just moving it down. Let's see if we can pick this up. I don't know what looks better. It doesn't matter really. Leech Shade if I can. Chance to suppress spell damage is lucky. Now if I really wanted to, this is where this then comes in, and I can put in the Green Nightmare. Blue goes to green. With these two, I'm already at 66% suppress chance without anything else. And that right there is kind of why we want to do it. That is why we want to do it. In the ideal universe, we go for this, but I think I can get 100% uptime on Warcry if I need to without this wheel, so I'm going to avoid using it. What else is there? We're also going to create another. We're probably going to create another cluster jewel for that last spot. Save some points there. Use that elsewhere. We also have not actually invested into here. We already have light radius being good for us, so we don't need to worry about this one. With all our leech, we should definitely take this mastery here. %, and then we should go stun threshold. Now with this, if I do this, I don't need to bother with here. We're gonna turn this off because we no longer need that. What up, Kankoran? How you doing? We might end up dropping this area, to be honest. This area might not be worth. Can I POB for current character? Sure. Where is it again? This one. Generate share, copy. This is still a work in progress, so you know, heads up. The specters we're using for it are, we're using the necrotic bones and Tahua Shaman. We're kind of mixing them. Can I switch from poison holy to this one? This is poison, yes. Can you switch from poison holy relic to this one? Holy relic doesn't have poison chance, right? So there's two things you work. It depends on the kind of content you want to run that determines what minions you use. If you're going for more juiced content that will have juicy like single target mobs, you might want to lean more into single target damage, and as such you would want to go more into Tahua Shaman. Now if you're going all Tahua Shaman, they already have 100% chance of poison, so you don't need to get poison chance for them. But their big problem is their wave clear is kind of bad. It's actually quite bad. I'm just mapping okay boss damage. So in that case, you might want to go for the necrotic bones. They have okay single target, but their wave clear is much better, much better. And of course, you can have a mix of both if you do chance to poison jewels, just so your necrotic bones actually do poison. So with that POB, you should be able to clear a lot of content. Like so far, the only thing I can't comfortably do is T17s, but that's because the T17 mobs, or I guess affixes, are not the best for that build, which is why I'm currently fiddling around with a different POB, where that one is it's being designed to be a tier 17 farmer. So I want it to have good wave clear. Above all, I want it to have defenses. I want it to be able to eat a lot of the different negative mods that or negative modifiers that can come with tier 17 maps. That's kind of the idea there. But yeah, if you use necrotic bones with chance to poison on your jewels, you should be able to clear pretty good. You know, mapping is pretty nice with the necrotic bones. Well, you know, I need to start sorting these out. They're all over the place. I prefer being down here because I don't get much dexterity on my tree. So this dexterity is pretty nice. How much ES can I reasonably steal from here? Discipline is still hard over capped. Okay. I think I'm gonna drop aura effect. It's nice. But I'd rather just have something like this. So we have determination and we have all of these. We can probably fit in a defiance banner or something along those lines. We could go for a oh no, we already have a war banner, so we can't use a banner skill. So what can take up the rest of our mana? I guess is the question. Arrogance is I don't want to use arrogance. You could go something like sand and whatever. We're not going evasion, so blind is not the most effective or efficient. I already have hatred, I already have precision. Maybe I just don't need anything. Yeah, maybe I just leave it at that. I could have these four be in my chest piece together. Yeah, I could do that actually. That's smarter. That's way smarter. This would be in body armor and then they'd have an enlighten attached to them. And the enlighten 4 would go a much longer way in giving me... And then this would be the last link in the body armor. So now my gloves are free for anything I so want. Wait, zombie 1 ring. I thought the hem forced us to play Spectres. In the ring, it should be Ray Spectre of Transience, not zombie. Yeah, it's Ray Spectre of Transience, not zombies. The helmet makes you only Ray Spectres. The Transience allows you to go past, allows you to summon past your cap up to a certain amount. So the way this works is, I could show you in game, but this is my Ray Spectre of Transience. You can see it has a max of 11. If I were to hover on my actual Ray Spectre, it has a max of 8. The difference is 3. So I can have 3 Ray Spectres of Transience without overwriting my Ray Spectres. So I don't have any corpses here. Actually, I can just do that. Remove this. No, we'll do this one. No, this is actually fine. So if I go 1, you see raise Spectre of Transience, 2 raise Spectre of Transience, it's not overwriting my permanent minions. 3. If I do any more, I will get to 4, but this would it would overwrite one of my permanent minions, and I don't want that. So always be aware of your cap and make sure you don't go over. I personally keep it at 2. The reason I keep it at 2 is because the maximum amount of PDR you get from Bone Barrier is when you're at 10 minions. So by keeping it at 2, you're at 10 minions, and as such, you have the biggest amount of defense you can have in that regard. So you just have 10% PDR for free. And your minions also have 10% PDR. But yeah, it's raise Spectre of Transience, not zombies. They are there to proc Feeding Frenzy, they proc Calling Strike and stuff. Yes. Yeah, basically. That's how it works. Oh, this is not what I wanted to open. I actually wanted to open this one. So now we have a lot of mana to work with, I assume. Not that much, actually. A lot more than before, but not that much. In any case, this should be enough to cast whatever we want, except raise Spectre, I guess. So, not the end of the world. Frost Blink. So this is going to be our gloves. What is going to be in here? Our defensive has to be here. So Steel Skin. Am I stacking armor with this variant? Yes, I am. I'm using Determination, so I'll go Molten Shell. Molten Shell. Automation. Phase Run. I won't go Shield Charge this one. Here will be Frost Blink. Also on gloves. So this is gloves, 4 link, boots, 4 link, chest, 6 on 5 link and 1 socket. So the generosity doesn't affect the determination, and then sword and board. But you have to summon them when change area by desecrate. So the way it is currently set up is you don't care what minions you raise. You just want to raise something. So the way I do it is when I get to a new area, if I am mapping, I will walk forward, I will kill something, and then I just cast it. It lasts for 70 seconds with our current setup. So you only cast it once a minute or twice a minute because you need 2 of them. So you just kill 2 random things and then you bring it up. If you needed to do it in a single target environment, you're going to drop your Arcanist brand. It's going to attach. You want your Arcanist brand to be in this order: Brand, Despair, Bone Offering, and then Desecrate. It's going to trigger in this order. The reason you want Offering before Desecrate is if you have Offering before it desecrates, it's going to do Offering, it's going to fail because there are no corpses, and then it's going to desecrate. But by having it in this order, you then have more time to cast Raise Spectre of Transience, versus if it was desecrate and Offering, you'd barely have enough time to raise those temporary minions to help you. Again, you don't care what you summon, you just want to summon something. That's why we have additional accuracy here, because if we're not scaling accuracy, so if we get attack minions, they'll always miss. So we get bad uptime on Feeding Frenzy. So we just want them to apply. We just need them to, regardless of what they are, spellcaster, attack minions, it doesn't matter. We just want them to proc Feeding Frenzy and potentially Calling Strike if we're doing bossing. Does that make sense? Our links are done. I would say our links are done. You're welcome. Happy to help. Minions deal damage. and then physical damage taken as chaos. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And welcome. We have slumlords here. So there's a universe where we actually don't go for this one, but the reason we're going for it is because we want the physical damage taken as chaos damage. Now, if we choose to go armor and energy shield, mastery, yeah, we don't see another armor and energy shield mastery anywhere. So these are the only two. That said, though, we can do this. We can save a point by doing this. So because we can save a point by doing this, can we search again? Oh, this is even better. So this is 65860. And the one we just added, I think, is this one. So it has Slumlord. Increased damage per endurance. We save a point there. Slumlord. Flask effect duration. So now we have 2 Slumlords. And we have... Oh no, we have 3 Slumlords. Where's the third one coming from? Oh. Oh, that is nice. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of happy with this one though. Easy two things I need here, and then slumlords. I will go Tides of Time. The most important thing is utility flask, 3 charges. Then we're going to go for our flasks. What are our flasks gonna look like? We're gonna have a granite flask. We don't care about blocks, so no need for the other one, the unique one. We're gonna go percent armor and charges when you are hit. Or increased charge recovery might honestly be better. Yeah, increased charge recovery is honestly better for Tides of Time because we already get passive flask charges. Then we want a taste. We want a taste of hate over a basalt flask if we have to choose. So let's get our taste of hate with 15% phase damage from hits taken as. It has 58%. It has better uptime than this. That is surprising. We want Quicksilver, obviously. And this one should have movement speed, obviously, increased charge recovery as high as possible. This gives us 17k armor. Not bad. Not bad at all. If we can fit a Progenesis, we want to fit in a Progenesis. But if we cannot, then we're not going to. We're going to use a slot for we're going to leave a slot for a magic flask that we can easily swap out if we had to. I'm not using endurance charges in this build right now. I just remembered. I'm not gonna force endurance charges, so no. No endurance charges. We'd go quartz because we need phasing. And in here, what are we gonna get? We probably want to put a storm shroud somewhere. But a good one to have here. We have movement speed, we have armor. Because we're scaling some spell suppress, right? We can go for some evasion because we'll have evasion in our bases. I want to have chance to avoid stun. This is a quartz flask. It has terrible uptime, so let's not do stun. What are we gonna put here? Because we can easily have a jade flask giving evasion as our last flask. And that could easily be it. I want to say reduce effects of curses. Storm Shroud should make us immune to shock. We just need to get 2 curse immune jewels or get chance to avoid shock on our boots. Either or. What's the easiest way to do it? Let's do curses. And then the slot that goes to Progenesis, we're going to put it with a jade flask with increased evasion and increased charge recovery. Either that, or we can still go a bismuth flask because of its uptime. I don't know if I'm actually going to use this for resistances. But it has really good uptime. I could go silver for move speed. I look gonna go silver for move speed, I'll be honest. But let's not. We'll go basalt. If we can fit it, why not? And then this will have, it has terrible uptime too, so let's say, let's just give it shock. Because we don't want to rely on this for anything serious. Increase charge recovery. I'm rethinking Eternal Damnation, I'll be honest. Also rethinking grip of the Council. I think it's nice to have grip, but it might just be better to go for red gloves, essentially. It might be the better choice. Let me see this build. What do you do for AG? Mask of the Stitched Garb, Southbound, and then Windscream. And then you're applying early weakness. I swear, I really miss using the AG. And of course, Kingmaker. Kingmaker giving 50 crit multi is really nice too. That is also nice. Okay. Why Southbound? For the health? For the added cold damage, maybe? I don't know. You're not using Explode, you're not using... Then what else? There's Skitterbots with Bone Chill. I don't have access to this, but I do have access to... I don't know that I can use my Ray Spectre or Transience for chill. I don't want to rely on them because their damage is not what we're going for. It's going to be low. I wouldn't like to rely on them for ailments or for anything of the sorts. Bone chill is nice, but I just can't fit it. And because we're not converting any damage to anything, we're going to give them flat code, but it's going to be limited. How to click trade bunch of currency? Control Alt click. What? It depends on what you mean. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking me. Do you mean how do you quickly transfer all the currency in your inventory to a trade window, or how do you see where people have listed multiple currencies to ask them? Okay, that one is Control Shift click. It shifts. Control Shift click the currency. It transfers everything in your inventory of the same currency type into the trade window. So if you have more currency than you intend to trade, don't use that. But if you put exactly the same amount, it saves a lot of time. Then we're gonna give them. We're already giving accuracy and yes, Control Shift. Feeding Frenzy. Then what? Added code. Feeding Frenzy. It didn't work for you. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is Control Shift click. It wouldn't work here, but I was trying to see my muscle memory. It's the same keybind that would put currency in a different window. I remember that much, and yeah, Control Shift click. Why wouldn't it work for you? I don't think there's a setting that you can even turn off. Yeah, I don't think there's this. Let me just breeze through this real quick. Never mind. Is it working now? So we have Feeding Frenzy. We need increased duration, so we don't have to click this any amount of time. Because we are scaling crits. Let's go Bone Chills. F it. Let's do it. Just old control way. That is so weird that it's not working for you. Control Shift. If it helps, I'm talking about left control and left shift. Is that what you're using? Maybe it only works on a particular shift / control. Let's go Hungry Loop. Ring 2 is gonna be rare. Body armor. Incandescent hearts. With as much armor as possible. This converts all early damage taken from hits to chaos damage. This means 25% of all early damage is forgotten. Oh shit, I'm about to sneeze. It's gonna be... Ooh. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Do I use... I really do not want to bother with Chaos Res if I'm going Spell Suppress. I really don't. I really do not want to do it. I barely even want to come all this way. We're at 39% crit chance. Why are we at 39% crit chance? I guess we could. Let's copy this one. Let's paste. This last jewel, I wanted to have... Feasting Fiends, because I think they need leech. It should give me life. Oh no. Yes. And honestly, it doesn't matter what comes here, so I'm going to go for like dexterity most likely. Vicious Bite is... I guess Vicious Bite is fine. I just need something to push it down from the top, which Vicious Bite does, so... Then this one becomes a new one. And this new one should have minimum amount of passives. You then do this. Why don't I just give it this instead of having what it's currently doing? We can give it... I don't want to get rid of the ES though. But I guess it's not that important. Trade Ironheart Memories. I forgot I dropped Ironheart Memories, to be honest. Thank you. 0.7 is 90. Oh, you overpaid, my guy. You gave me like 9 extra C. I'll take it. Okay. We have 43 divines right now. And I think we still have a veiled chaos orb that can get us to 55. Maybe higher. Yeah, 55. No. 56 divine orbs. Or wrong build. Let's go renewal. It's probably going to be more impactful anyways. Yeah. Then this one. We're going to switch this to ES because I forgot to switch it. And now we're at 1903. This one gives us ES. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to confirm that chess piece is giving us ES. Being able to get to 50% uptime is also really big. So if I could do this, if I could do that, life would be good. Because that would take our uptime to 58, 58, 58. And then this gets 78. This one gets 58. What if, instead of doing that, I went overflowing chalice? I think overflowing chalice increasing the uptime on my other flasks is worth it. Because in a single target scenario, I enter the boss room, and let's say I just came from mapping. I already have charges from killing mobs, whatever, or let's say this is even active. These would then gain, I think I calculated like 30 something percent, 37%. Was 37% increased flask charges gained, something like that, on average. That puts its uptime at 74%, 74%, 99%, and 73%. Now, I want to be pessimistic about this because it's not exactly 37%. It's more like, let's say, 20%. The reason it's not exactly is, you know, let's turn this comment off for now, and so I can explain this. Or we could turn this off too. And this. I don't use for endurance charges no more. Unless I can fit it in this build. And so far, I don't think I can. Unless it's gonna take a spot here. I don't see that happening. Yeah, I don't see it happening anywhere. Unless I remove Frost Blink and I remove Phase Run, then it can happen, but no. Maybe if I have 2 white sockets, I can do that. I don't know. In any case, so the way overflowing chalice works is whenever it is up, that is when you have the increased charges gained by other flasks. So in a single target scenario, if I have this, it is almost going to double the amount of charges I get from my Tides of Time by itself, right? You would see it has an uptime of 62%. This is just straight false. This is wrong. The reason being it is not taking into account that it does not gain charges during the effect, during its own effect. It's currently calculating 62% uptime with its own effect, when in reality, for the 11.5 seconds it's active and doing its own thing, it is actually not gaining charges. So it uses 40 charges, and for let's say 11 seconds, you have 75% increased charges gained by other flasks. Now, the way to properly use this to where you have its always up in a single target scenario is if you use the used at end of effects use that end of effects, what's it called? I don't say enchantment, instilling orb enchantment. That way, when it gets to 100%, it's not going to instantly use itself. This is for other flasks, by the way. The overflowing chalice, you want to use it as often as you can, but the other ones, if you want to maximize your uptime, you want to use this effect. Now, when it is down, it has 40. It has to regain 40 charges. It currently gains 2 charges per second. So to actually gain those 40 charges to turn back on, it would need 20 seconds. It needs 20 seconds before it gains the charges to fill back up. So in reality, it's up for 10, 11-ish, and it's down for 20, or actually less than 20, but like 18. So in reality, we're looking at a flask uptime of like 35 to 40% uptime. So if I had to do the math of 30-ish%, it's hard for me to sustain flask. Why that belt? This is going to be a T17 farmer, so I want to be as tanky as I can be. And part of my tankiness is having flask uptime. Now I can obviously opt for a mage blood, but instead of going for the mage blood, the reason I'm opting for Tides of Time is because eventually I plan on using a Progenesis. Now if I can fit the Progenesis into this build, perfect. But that's a very expensive item. But with the Tides of Time, we can get close to 100% uptime. I can rework my defenses to include more flash sustain on the tree and, you know, try to go that way, right? I can do that. That's not a big deal. But that's why Tides of Time. We could also opt for a mage blood depending on the price. I would say it's probably personal preference. Mage blood is better for fixing your defenses, but this is more budget and it allows you to have higher uptime on Progenesis, which mage blood does not. And in our case, Taste of Hate also gets sustain, where with the mage blood it wouldn't. And with the mage blood, we have to pick Taste of Hate or Progenesis. With this one, we can have both of them because it doesn't care if it's unique or rare or whatever. It's just going to work. So that's kind of the idea. We still can go Darkness and Throne if we decide we do not have enough damage, but I want to try out Tides of Time. And I also have a utility flask, and this also increases the like it also gives 25% flask effect. If this was a Scion, then sustaining 100% uptime of flask is very easy once you go Pathfinder. Without being a Scion, you're going to need Balbala. The reason I don't want to go for Balbala is because I'm using Slumlords. Now, if I decide I do not need the damage from Slumlords, then I would do something else. But for now, I do need the damage. There is a universe where I just completely get rid of this, I'll be honest. So yeah, I hope that answered the question. We have too many points, obviously. So we need to figure out where to get points from. We're going to remove Leech Shade. Leech Shade will be a conditional use case, I think. Where can we chip points away from? I really don't like the way this area looks because it comes close to here, comes close to here. It makes me wonder if this area is even worth it. Because like I can completely cut this area out. Oh, this is also not needed. I can completely cut here out, go this route. You know what? I'm going to do that instead. Yeah, like it was really bothering me how that area looked. We make up with for some of the lost ES from here. But we're not going to do that. With our current unreserved mana, we can afford to not we can afford to anoint something. Do we have slumlords that I haven't taken? No. If we had a slumlord, we could have taken it instead. But we don't. And that's fine. I might anoint Grave Pact just to make sure minion accuracy is never an issue. If I'm not doing that, then I just anoint Foresight. For amulets, we have a few options. For amulets, we have a few options. What are our options? We can go what do you call it? Replica Dragon Fang with level of race Spectre. We can get, I guess, a free aura like a haste. We can use that. We also pricing. Or we can do something that's going to be absolutely cancer but will make us very tanky, like Eternal Damnation. You know what? Nah, we can't use Defiance of Destiny. I just remembered we're CI. We can't use Defiance. If we were life-based, Defiance would be perfect. We can go Jinx Juju to increase our survivability, seeing as it would take hits from my life, like it would take damage from hits from me to my Spectres. And it also gives us effect of non-curse aura skills, so our attribute stacking auras are even more efficient. I don't like the Chaos Res though. I don't need it. If I really had to say what I want, I would go for Replica Dragon Fang. Raise Spectre. It gives us some extra reservation efficiency, so we have some more mana to work with. We still can't touch the Enlighten though. So we can't fit in another aura with, like, we kind of can, but we can't, because it's only banners that we potentially can. We're already using a war banner, so meh. Then we just need rare gloves and boots. For the gloves, we want to craft either minion damage or we want to craft spell suppress. If I had to create rare gloves for this, let's start with the boots, to be honest. Armor evasion, because they are going to be cancer to craft. It's going to be Elder Influence. It's going to have +2 level of Raise Spectre. And it is going to have... We're going to have to awaken our orbit with... Was he Hunter that has unaffected, that has chance to avoid shock? This is unaffected by shock. There's someone who has chance to avoid shock. I just don't remember. There we go. It's Crusader. You just get a tier, an elevated one, and hope you get a decent roll. This is for Storm Shroud. Is there a point? We can't give it Eldritch Influence, so we can't get the suffix that has chance to avoid shock. But this allows us to have only one chance to avoid shock. Ghastly Eye Jewel, I guess. Is it worth the crafting cost? We'll play around with it, but for now, let's act like we don't need it. That way we can actually try to farm suppress spell damage. How much for this base if I were to look? Level, raise Spectre, and chance to suppress spell. He needs to have armor, so strength requirement at least 1. Let's do this. Spectre boots. And then chance to suppress spell damage. So this is a good base for what I want to do. But it's just evasion. I'd want something that has armor, but there's literally nothing here that has armor and chance to suppress spell. ES isn't bad because I'm CI, so this might actually be the best base for me if I can get it, and if I can actually get the Awakener orb I'm looking for. Because if I do land it, it's going to remove this one, which means an open prefix, and an open prefix is all I need. I don't like the intelligence though. Oh wait, it has 2 elders. It has 3. That is not ideal. I'm just now realizing. This has chance to avoid stun, Spectre, and fortify. Unideal 2. This has 1. You know what I'm going to end up doing? I'm going to end up crafting it with manually crafted suppress. So I just need an empty suffix. So for this one, instead of having this, I'd have suffix. Number of empty suffixes 1. Like this is a decent base. I'd be looking for armor ES if I can. And if I can't, ES is fine. But like this is a decent base, I think. No, it's not. Why is it bringing up multiple? Oh, I see why. Minimum max 1. That's what I needed to do. 1 1. Like this is good. I also need the 3rd suffix I can actually live with though. This is also good because if I get it, it has 2 free suffixes. I can do multi-mod, suppress, a resistance. Then no, I can't actually. Multi-mod, suppress, and then prefixes or suffixes cannot be changed. Do the prefix crafting. Do the prefix crafting, then what? Then clear all my crafted prefixes. I would then go obviously it's have guaranteed move speed, but I would then go spell suppress, resistance, and last but not least is what? Maybe increase ES, maximum ES or something. Could be flat ES. I think in the ideal universe, if I were to craft this, when I do suffixes cannot be changed, I will reforge fire and hope I land on a resistance. I'll reforge one of the elements and hope I land on a resistance that's decent that gets added to the suffixes. I think that's a smarter way to craft it. But either way, it's gonna look something like this. It's gonna have like fire res of a random tier, and then it's going to have spell suppress. And then for here, it's going to have movement speed. Actually, no, it's going to have veiled movement speed. Like this. It's going to have life. Going to potentially have life. Actually, I can't currently what it has at this point. And because I can't harvest, add, or remove an influence base, what is my option here? If I reforge defenses, I meant to do ES armor. Crusader boots, Elder +2, random res, suppress, I could reforge energy shield, or I could reforge defense rather. And if I reforge defense, I could potentially get armor ES. I could get ES. I could get whatever. I cannot guarantee how this stage will look like. Is the biggest problem. I also cannot use Eldritch currency to alter the prefixes only. So it's kind of going to be RNG here. But hopefully we land on armor ES or just straight up ES. ES is not an option, so I guess armor ES is the ideal case scenario. Would have a veiled movement speed. Any of them is fine, and then we exalt whatever else we can find on it, and hope we get ES. Either this, or I do not craft this, and instead I fill up suffixes cannot be changed. Oh no, multi-mod, random suffixes cannot be changed. Do the prefix craft. Then my goal would then be multi-mod, suppress, and energy shield. But then I wouldn't have resistance, so I'd rather have the resistance, to be honest. Since I can't hit attributes on this one, I'll probably go for attribute craft on my gloves, with dexterity being the attribute in question. Now, we still have a lot of abyssal sockets to get a lot of dexterity on, so I'm not too worried about attributes, so long as I can fix resistances without too much stress. Let's leave this like as is. Because if I say flat armor ES, I probably don't get this. But in a best case scenario, this is what you would get for boots. Crafting the way we craft. Then for gloves, we would essence craft our gloves to have dexterity on an armor ES base, or just straight up ES. I think we might actually just go for straight ES on the gloves, like sword gloves, fingerless silk gloves, whatever. It's going to be Syrian Exarch Eta Worlds. We're going to essence craft dexterity until we get decent suffixes. So let's say alongside this we got lightning res, and we can get like an attribute, we can get something we need in any case. So let's do strength. No, we can't roll strength. Let's pick firers, and this one can be any roll. Then for the prefixes, if I don't want to spend a veiled orb doing this, so suffixes cannot be changed, reforged, defenses, pray to God you hit max ES. It's either this or the easier way, which ignores dexterity, would be craft the prefixes first, get your ES, increased ES, double ES. This should give you a very nice ES pool. Then we can also get 30%. We should also get 30% quality before we do any of these. So quality goes to 30%. We craft these, and then we just go prefixes cannot be changed, and then we reforge lightning or reforge fire or reforge whatever. There's few ways to break it where it doesn't have a valuable resistance, and worst case scenario we have access to eldritch currency to then alter, just like eldritch annulment, to just alter the suffixes alone. So I think this is the way I would craft it, and I would get dexterity somewhere else. So we go essence, we go energy shield, which would be woes, deafenings until we hit increased ES of like at least tier 2. Then for the last prefix, I don't care what it is, I'll just exalt something on it, and hopefully we get like flat ES, flat mana or something. Then prefixes cannot be changed, reforge lightning, hope we get fire res. Oh wait, no. We can craft, we can put a placeholder craft here. I guess multi-mod minion, a placeholder craft, because we might want to have minion damage here. And then we reforge. We reforge lightning, hope we get something good. If we do not, this way would be expensive for 20% increased minion damage, but if everything is done right and you get very lucky, you can have something like this. Crafting bench, minions deal increased damage. And of course, this would not exist anymore because that's the last prefix slot. Now, obviously, you can't say you get code res, but I'm going to put code res. If you get code res, great. If you don't, sad. But it is what it is. I should turn off Face of Hate. I can't. I can't have it messing up my idea of how much resistance I currently have. So cold res should be the one that I prioritize, and then fire res can be on the mess side. So these are the two pieces of gear. We might still use an adorned. I haven't decided, but I think I want to use the grand spectrums. I think I kind of want to use them. Oh wait, this is not an option for the gloves. I just remembered. It's not an option for the gloves because we need... Wait, lightning res already? So I guess this is our primary source of lightning res, so we need to go suppress. This is why I don't like spell suppress. And I might still remove it, to be honest. But if I want to be comfortable farming whatever, this is the way to go. I need decent spell suppress chance. Because if I wasn't going to suppress at all, I would save all the points from here. And then I'll just be left with this. Chest piece can't be incandescent hard though. I think going for spell suppress is kind of greedy. At least without because like if I were to save all these points, this is 11 points. Now I'd be pressed for strength, but it's still 11 points I can work with. Well, not 11 points I can work with, it's going to be -4. So 7 points I can work with or something like that. 7 points that can give me more ES or minion defenses, minion offenses, depending on where I invest it. Even just straight up more stats. We get these two to help cushion the dexterity strength needs of the build. But I guess 88% chance to suppress spell damage is also fine. If this and this give you 66% by themselves, then finding 3 points somewhere to not spend is kind of the lesser evil. And out of that, I can still do this. I do not like how low our ES pool is though. We need way more. The places I opted for ES on the tree are currently taken. Then for rings, we go for a bone ring with ideally minion damage fractured. Very high minion damage. And then we just reforge. We can reforge caster to try to get a decent roll attack cast speed alongside anything else we get. We can also reforge. We can also focus on just getting resistances out of the way. Are you playing Trade League? If yes, you can help me get the Spectre. Yes, I am on Trade League. Do you need any? What Spectre do you need? Yeah, I think I want minion attack cast speed. Then we'll just go for any of the other resistances as a secondary. So in this case, maybe fire res. What Spectre deals chaos damage? Are you looking for the clear speed one or the single target one? These ones, these human-like ones, are the ones that do single target, and then these other, this one here, is the wave clear one. So you might want to pick both of them up just so you can, what's it called? You might want to pick both of them up so you can mix and match as you so choose. These ones, the Tahua Shaman, they already have 100% poison chance. So if you do not have poison jewels, they're probably better for you. But if you do have poison jewels and you can get to 100%, then you can freely use either or. That's the biggest thing to note. Real quick, if you're looking for my name, you can just add my stream name Deconic, and you that's the easiest way to message me for an invite. Just add Deconic and that's fine. If you, it's much shorter than Witchconic the third. Can I get both saved for later? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You have to come to my hideout though. So just add Deconic and message me. I'll invite you, and you can get both Spectres. I'll write their names in chat. Hoa Shaman, so you know what to look for. Necrotic Bones. Well, that formatting doesn't help, but every 2 words is a name. Hoa Shaman, Necrotic Bones. Those are the 2 different names for the 2 different Spectres. And if you ever forget what any of them do, just check PoEDB. Yellow. Welcome to my humble abode. So yeah, you can desecrate there and find the 2 Spectres. Fire res, if we get cold res, good. But the ideal thing we get is attack speed and fractured damage. And then whenever our taste of hate is up, beautiful. When it isn't, that sucks. Well, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we're also going for Overflowing Chalice as part of the tech to help our Tides of Time maintain uptime. I don't know how it's going to feel in practice. I might end up dropping it in reality because of how the uptime downtime feels like, or the time between when it's down and when it's up. We'll see. I say 20%, but if it has a 40% uptime and it gives 75% increased damage, what is the actual 0.75 x 0.4? It's still 30% uptime or 30% average increased flash charges gained. It's just not 37%. Okay, cool. So that puts us near perfect uptime for Taste of Hate. Then we'll figure out lightning res and our stats from our jewels. Abyss jewels. We can get all attributes isn't bad, but in the ideal universe, we're going to be getting strength and dex until we need something else. Then we get lightning res. And we also go for T1 ES. As well as minions deal added cold damage. This is the priority stats. And we get 2 of these. We no longer need resistances. So we copy it, we paste it. And now we switch this to minions taunt on hit is a good choice. We can honestly just opt for all attributes, seeing as we already have that. Then this takes the second one. We no longer need strength, but we still need dexterity. You're welcome. Let me see. Grand Spectrum. What does the Cobalt have? Minion crit multi. Okay, we'll go for minion crit multi. And let's just say we went 1, 2, 3. That is 90% to crit multi just right there, which is very strong. Then we can still go adorned and fill this up, I guess. This is something we can do. Think. What is it I want to do with these jewel sockets? I can just go regular. Let me see if this person Skylark went for any other interesting jewels. I could go for F and F, I guess. But I don't want to go for Void Beacon. Oh, you know, why did I have Val Bastion in my head? So this just makes it so you don't have to worry about regen and you just have more enemy code res or less enemy code res. It's not bad. I like it. Also went for Plague Bringer versus Mistress of Sacrifice. If I went for Plague Bringer, I lose 50% skill effect duration. And if I lose 50% skill effect duration, then my Transient Spectres don't last as long. My Feeding Frenzy doesn't last as long, which I guess it just means more button presses. So, but let's see by how much. Right now we have our Raise Spectre of Transients lasting 70. No, that's 67 seconds. If we were to get rid of this, it's down to 52 seconds. But that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I was thinking it was. How much damage do I get from this? We're at 8 mil DPS at this point. Now, if people are to be trusted, this is enough DPS to do tier 17s. It would just take a bit longer, but it's enough DPS. Do I believe them? That is the question. If I had to FNF, what's a good FNF to get? Void Beacon is not bad, to be honest. Either that or Unholy Authority. And then using early res. The difference is I don't have to be nearby. I also just don't like how much ES I have. I want more ES. I think that's my biggest thing right now. Yeah, I just had to. There really is no universe where I don't do that. Now, with that being the case, where can I even get more ES to make up for that? Is there anywhere? My two highest ES granting pieces, my shield and my chest piece, are taken. I guess I could go for... I could make these 12 clusters and just try to get more ES that way. This isn't the best use of points either, so maybe this. It's still 10% ES. Every 4 seconds regenerates energy shield. I don't care about that. 1% increase ES per 5 intelligence. Dexterity provides no bonus to evasion. That's a big mastery. I can actually comfortably scale ES like that, or evasion like this. If I go for evasion ES basis, I could do this. Or I could also opt for a Jade Flask with increased evasion, and that also works. I'm a sucker for armor though, I think. If I can get more armor, I should. But I doubt I can. Because the easiest armor nodes are being eaten up by this. And without this, we lose a lot of DPS. I guess for now, let's do this. For now, this is what we're gonna do. We get to 3,400 this way. You know what I can do too? If I so choose, I can do this. What if I did this mana reservation and I somehow fit that? I would have a lot of mana to work with. So much so I can fit discipline. It is just under the amount I need for discipline. It is just under the amount. And I will not be able to cast anything this way. I do not have a single gem I could replace. Even Frostblink is irreplaceable. Maybe Phase Run. But without Phase Run, I feel like I'm going to cry. I feel like I'll genuinely cry without Phase Run. Maybe this is the play. Maybe this is the play. Reduce this to 10. Yeah. And then fit that in. Can I fit in Discipline now without? Yes, I can. I can't cast Frostbite though, which is a problem. It becomes way too tight on the mana. I think it becomes too tight to where it's just not worth. It's just not worth it. I guess in this spot I'll just put Val Haste. I won't use regular haste, I just use Val Haste. Something like that. Then we can take this entire area off and put it back in our clusters. And we're back on 12 mil DPS. PS is still low though. Discipline is just huge for it. Like genuinely, if I could fit Discipline, we're looking at what? Why isn't Discipline adding ES? Oh, I see. The reason I didn't see it is because there's generosity there, so Discipline. Yeah, I get near 4,000 if I can fit it. So what I will do instead of what I was doing here is I might opt for a small cluster jewel with mana reservation. In here, I would get energy shield as much as I can. Your increased effect would rip my pockets dry, like dry. But I could do something like this. Spiteful Presence. That's all I need, really. I don't care about anything else. And if I can fit a dexterity, that's also huge. Like then I just put that here. And then I just do this, and boom. Bob's your uncle. We fit it. We can still get one more mana reservation cluster, but this is fine. It also really helps our dexterity. And then the last one, I just plopped that one. Dexterity is no longer an issue. Strength is. Because I just lost a shit ton of strength from here. If I could do this, that'd be nice, but I can't. You know the funny thing? Without this one denying me some strength, I get a lot of strength. But alas, I do have strength. Wait a second. I just lost a lot of damage because I stopped scaling my auras as much. Aura effect is such a big multi though. Like if I had to get this one. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. That was actually more than that. Not that it's a big deal, but it's not that big. What map node should I avoid with chaos minions? The biggest ones I would avoid are chance to avoid poison. Don't do that. It's terrible. Suppress spell damage I typically avoid, but you can do it. It's just you do less damage. You can do plus chaos res. Again, it's just less damage. You can still do it. If you're following this build, the one mod you do not want to run aside chance to avoid poison is you do not want to reduce cooldown recovery. If you get reduced cooldown recovery, your 100% uptime enduring cry goes to shit. Your endurance charges gone. So your physical damage reduction goes down, your elemental damage reduction goes down, your survivability goes down a lot. Negative max res is also something you want to avoid. You know, reduce aura effects. You kind of want to avoid them if you can. You can kind of run it, but you just know you would be squishy to physical hits because you wouldn't have determination. You wouldn't have your damage auras either, so you'd have less damage, but that's the less notable part. Is the determination really that is the part you will notice the most. So those are the mods I always avoid. Other than that, you're chilling. The chance to avoid poison, reduce cooldown recovery, negative max res. Those are your biggest avoid nodes or mods. But you can still run auras. You just will be squishier. It's just something to note. Aura effect, you can still run it. You will do less damage and you will be less tanky. But you can run it. Chance to avoid poison, I would never run that. Ever. It can be as high as like a 90% damage. Like all your damage is poison. So if you give them a 90% chance to avoid that, then your damage is essentially cut by... Your damage is now 10% of what it should be. What else am I shooting for? If I do this, I become a bit tankier to phase hits. Where else can I get easy ES? if I were to go to my amulet sorts and I slap on foresight, 200k DPS from just this node. So I'll compare foresight and charisma. This is 275 ES. Charisma is 200k DPS and 33 ES. So ES wise, nothing to write home about. Well, we gain a whole lot of mana. Right now, we can cast everything we need, but everything is very tight. So charisma might be the way to go, just so we can breathe. Just so we can breathe, charisma might be the way to go. Because like with this mana, now we can more comfortably cast frostbite. Yeah, I think you just go for a 1. Let's see Arcanist Brand. It costs 18 mana. And Frostbite costs 50 mana. With the way it was before, you cast Arcanist Brand, you won't have the mana to cast Frostbite. Jeez, can't talk. You won't have the mana for Frostbite. 4000 ES is a low amount of ES, so I'm going to look at a different POB, one that's a lot more defensive. I'm going to see more so how they achieved it. Ninja, I have someone in mind. SSK down bad. Tavern's wrapping. Oh, he's going to raise zombie. We raise Spectre helmets. Raise Spectre being the support. Malevolence. Poison zombies? Yeah, it looks like poison zombies. Anyways, not this. Like week 4 or something. I know he gets a large chunk of his ES from here, and of course from here because big ES. But like getting Incandescent Heart, my ES is not too shabby. Maybe I can get one with higher quality, I guess. How much increased ES does he have? I'm not just opening POB. Increased ES from 345%. And how'd you have... Isn't this the build that you had like 7k ES with? No, it's not. Week 5. No, this is Sharon dropping with 3. I guess it's not this character. I'll have to ask what character he got 8k ES on. I think it's the black dog actually. Grasping male, evasion ES. What is your ES pool? 6k, not 8k like I thought, but also 6k is a good healthy amount. So let's see how you do it. 72% from the tree. Okay, so where is the bulk of your... You also use Squire. Oh, Grants level 23 discipline. This shit would be expensive AF, but by getting a level 23 discipline without this. Oh, okay. So like if I had that for comparison, my discipline would be 1, 2, 3. Okay. Not that good. Lord, those Spectres, my PC is crying now. I'm guessing it's the necrotic bones that are making your life a living hell. This is how he's getting it. That amulet is giving him over 1,000, oh, I guess 900-ish ES. He's also going for pure ES boots and gloves. I don't know that I want to get suppress. He gets suppress as a suffix, but that's his suppression capped, and his boots don't have suppress. What? He also, oh, I have to see this. His grasping mail gives him 22%. Watcher's eye affected by grace 15. He gets innervate. Inveterate rather. Oh wow, he pats all this way. This is quite the pathing. This is quite the pathing. He picks up leech here instead of here to save a point. He gets to inveterate. He does this. He picks up minion leech from here. He doesn't have convocation mastery. He has zealot's oath. He obviously gains a lot of ES from all his jewels. And then explicit defense modifier being rare. He's getting 300 ES, well, probably more ES from this, and 22% chance to suppress spell damage. And that 22% is huge. Huge. All right. Of course, this is a very, 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 very high budget POB that I'm looking at, and we have to find ways to bring it down to size. Why is Fire Res looking funny? Why is Fire Res looking funny? Explain to me how not using this. Where is the Fire Res coming from? Or going to? It just doesn't make sense. All right, I think this is a good point to end the stream. I'm getting quite tired. I'm gonna be back tomorrow earlier than I was today because it's Saturday. It's gonna be our long stream, so I'll see you guys then. For now, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the company, and till tomorrow, have a good rest of your night.